Hey, I'm really excited, waiting for a call from me to Legendary Cousin Brucie. Yep, Cousin Brucie Morrow will be joining me, and we're going to be chatting about Cousin Brucie's new show here on Catskills News Talk 92.5 and 94.9 every Saturday evening. Really looking forward to talking to Brucie and really talking about the impact that a lot of people aren't aware of that Cousin Brucie had on Sullivan and the Catskills with this amazing tradition and history, of course, with the 1969 Woodstock Festival, and now with the new museum, the Borscht Belt Museum in Ellenville. You know, I've been looking so forward to getting a chance to talk to this gentleman. We are saying good morning and welcome to the legendary Cousin Brucie. Cousin Brucie, how are you?
I am fine. You know, I hear the word legendary. I sort of say, whoop, you know, because I don't know. I love what I do. And this career has been so amazing. And I am so grateful, you know, that you and I have the opportunity of doing what we love so much.
Yeah.
Communicating. And that's broadcasting. And every day there's a new adventure.
Oh, there sure is. Hey, look, we're so excited that every Saturday evening here on Catskills News Talk 92.5 and 94.9, it is the Cousin Brucie Rock and Roll Party, Saturday evenings from 8 to midnight. It's almost like you keep reinventing yourself over and over and over again, and we get to enjoy it. I really appreciate that.
That's nice. You know, it's funny. You said reinvent. I look at it as if the world is reinventing me, that I'm in the way somehow, and I'm getting all the lollipops and ice cream. I'm having such a good time.
Well, that's a great way to look at it. Hey, Brucie, I mean, everybody is aware of your legendary career. I use that word again, and really how much you have done for really rock and roll radio in general, music in general. But a lot of people, and some of our new listeners in particular, some who may be new to Sullivan and the Catskills, may not be aware of what a huge impact you and your career have had on Sullivan and the Catskills, of course, in our backyard, the original site of the 1969 Woodstock Festival, and most recently, was it last summer or fall, you were at the Borscht Belt Museum in Ellenville talking about those years.
Yeah, it was a wonderful experience. You know, I love the idea that somebody was smart enough, wise enough to be able to garner an historic period in our lives. It was just disappearing. And very honestly, a few more years, young people, the new generation, would not have known about what cultural significance the Borscht Belt had on our lives. And not only locally, regionally, but nationally, maybe even internationally. So we went down there. They built a museum.
Yeah.
And just grabbed everything they could and everybody they could, including me. And people who got it were involved with the Borscht Belt growing up. And the Borscht Belt, for those people who do not know, which kind of scares me, and that's what the museum is all about, was a time in our lives of innocence and fun. And we just had a good time going up to the Catskills, and they called that the Borscht Belt.
Yeah.
And there were bungalows that I think they were called kochalanes, which means cook alone. All kinds of strange Yiddish expressions. The hotels like the Concord and the Neverly and Browns. And growing up, we were all involved with that. And that's what they have learned and figured out how to encapsulate in a museum so it doesn't interfere and doesn't disappear.
Yeah, it's amazing. And then we talk about Bethelwood Center for the Arts, the original site of the 1969 Woodstock Festival. And going back to something you said, years ago, when the museum opened over 10 years ago, the museum at Bethel Woods, I did my show live from the grand opening. And a reporter from CNN sat down with us on the air for a little bit of time. And his comment was that this not only has, like you said, local and regional implications, but he said this museum and this site has global implications. And there were reporters there from Japan, Germany, really all over the world. And it is amazing. It goes right back to what you said.
Amazing. I was there a couple times at the museum in Bethel. And by the way, Bethel had a very big significance in my childhood. I used to go to a camp, children's camp called Camp Swiggle. And every few minutes, we'd be able to walk down the road a little bit to a place called Bethel, right?
Yep.
And that's where the whole thing happened, Max Yasgur's farm.
Yeah.
So going back there brought back not only Woodstock, which I was at, but brought back my childhood, my boyhood. So this whole thing is it's wonderful that it's still around, and you get such a warm feeling. And talking to you, and now with this new way of delivering Cousin Brucie,
Yes.
quote, what? The syndication, the network, it's thrilling. It's just every day I seem to wake up and there's a new way of listening. People are listening to me, and I think I'm bananas. And the toasters, and almost anything is possible today.
Yeah.
And I'm getting, mail. You mentioned Japan, you mentioned Germany. I'm getting telephone calls from people listening in the Philippines and Tokyo. And I have a very big significance in morning in Tokyo. I'm a morning show in Tokyo because it's the next day. So, you go on the air and you're reaching the world.
Yeah.
Now, I am a very big believer in local radio. As you know, I'm a station owner.
Mm-hmm.
I own several stations. I don't own them anymore. We sold them very quickly, and that's why I'm smiling right now. So, as you can imagine, I'm a very lucky man. I'm not being highfalutin. I just love local radio. I think local radio is the backbone of everything we do. So things we have streaming and affiliate broadcasting now, which we're talking with you guys, which I'm very proud of, by the way. We have apps, and we have radio gardens and all kinds of programs that allow people to listen all over the world, locally, regionally, and internationally too. And it's just a wonderful time to be alive and still be very active in broadcasting. I'm a lucky guy.
Yeah.
I know I'm a lucky guy.
Well, we're thrilled that you're here with us on Catskills News Talk 92.5 and 94.9. However, I do have to let you know about the company you're keeping. There are only two programs that we run that really are outside of the scope of news, talk, or even sports. It's, of course, your show now on Saturday evenings. And also there's another show by a guy you may know. His name is Frank Sinatra. with Joe Piscopo.
Yeah, I've heard his name a couple times.
Yeah. So it's you and Frank Sinatra that really cover the music genre for here on Catskills News Talk 92.5 and 94.9. And again, it's every Saturday evening, 8 to midnight. It's Cousin Brucie's Rock and Roll Party. Cousin Brucie, Bruce Morrow, thank you so much for your time. It's always been a pleasure to speak with you. It's been quite a few years since we had a chance to chat, and that's why I'm thrilled we're getting a chance to chat this morning. My friend, keep on doing what you're doing because nobody does it better.
Well, thank you very much. And to the audience, I can tell directly to the audience, I'm very proud to be on this great radio station. It has great historical significance to me personally, which is another story. When I was a young guy, I was a guest several times on WVOS.
Yeah.
I raised money. I did a whole bunch of things.
Yes.
So the idea of being home again and all these radio stations makes me feel very happy and warm. And I hope that everybody that listens to us on Saturday night, 8 to midnight, will have a great time. Bring back a lot of memories and warm your chest. That's what I want to do. Thank you very much. And stay well.
You too, my friend. And two things before we wrap up. One is thank you, and the second is welcome home.
Thank you very much. Good to be home.
Great to talk to you, Brucie. Thank you for your time. I really do appreciate it.
Okay, anytime at all. And if you ever need anything, please let me know what we can do.
Yeah.
And please give my best to everybody there, will you?
I definitely will. And it's been great speaking with your people. Was it Rick has been fantastic? Not Rick. Oddly enough, Drosh is his last name, the gentleman who I've been dealing with. My fiance's brother-in-law has the exact same last name, and I know it's not a common name, so you got to wonder if downline they're related.
Not a common name. He's a good guy.
He is a good man. And again, I want to say thank you for your time.
Well, my pleasure. Looking forward to a nice long run with you guys.
All right, buddy. Thanks, Cousin Brucie. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.